Have you ever wondered how some sales reps can just sell over $250,000 in revenue in one summer? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can become one of the top sales reps. The thing is that 99% of sales reps do not follow this equation. If you are able to follow it, you'll become like some of my top sales reps, Alex Moises, who's currently on track to do $750,000 of personal pest control revenue. Taylor Clark, who's done over $300,000 in personal revenue over the last 3 years, and Jesus Montes, who's also on track to have a huge year. One other person that comes to mind is Easton Wingard as well, who's literally done $1.5 million in total service revenue personally over the last 3 years. The one thing that all of these reps have in common is an equation. It's high potential equals training plus effort minus interference. My name is McKenna Halls and I've been in sales for 7 years. I've helped lead teams to over $15 million of total revenue. I've purchased 6 units of rental real estate. I partnered in with 18 units of rental real estate with the great Garrett Myers. And my goal is to help other sales reps level up their skill set as well. Now let's hop back into that equation that I just mentioned. Okay, let's break down 3 different points. We talk about high potential. High potential is obviously success and leveling up every single day. So if you last summer did 150K in revenue, how can you increase that potential to where you can do over 250K in revenue this summer? The one thing that all of these sales reps have in common is a very simple equation that helps them generate high performance. I'm going to dive into a couple of those points that create this equation. To understand the first step, you need to ask yourself, who is the hardest working person you know? What are the attributes of this person? Are you like them or are you different than them? What are the things that generate their hard work? What motivates them in order to work hard? I have 2 different sales reps. One was their first rookie summer last year. The other one also first rookie summer. And they both had phenomenal closing ratios. One sales rep at the end of the summer believed that he was the better sales rep because he had a slightly better closing ratio than everybody else. But this other sales rep actually generated the most revenue on our entire team and was the top rookie. The difference between those two, it wasn't the training, it wasn't the closing ratio, it was simply the effort that they were putting in every single day. So the first point to this equation is going to be work ethic. A couple of things that this number 1 sales rep did every single day was being on the doors the very earliest that she possibly could. Literally first knock every single day was before 10:30 a.m. She hardly took a lunch, and then she always knocked past 9 o'clock. If she didn't have a sale at 9 o'clock p.m., I can't tell you how many days she actually had a sale at 9:30, 10, 10:30 p.m. because of appointments that she had set early on in the day, or she was just finding people that were awake and that were home. This one sales rep that became our top sales rep last summer as a rookie really focused on the schedule, working all of the hours, knocking her first door before 10:30. She hardly ever took a lunch, and if she did, it was a super short lunch, knocking up until 9 p.m. And then if she still wasn't at a sale by 9 p.m., she was knocking till 9:30, 10, 10:30 p.m. and oftentimes came out with a sale. Some of the common pitfalls that I see with sales reps is they get discouraged, so they stop working. They stop finding DMs, they stop knocking doors, they stay a lot longer at lunch. They go home at 7:30 because they've had a rough day, and it absolutely crushes this one part of the equation. This part of the equation is the most important because without this one, you really can't go anywhere, and that is work ethic. Now let's dive into point number 2. Have you ever met someone that's just incredibly good at sales, and it almost just seems like they just go out and they just sell every single day, really without doing anything else to prepare? It aggravates you to know that you're spending X amount of time studying the training manual, role-playing, and trying to get better, while this other sales rep doesn't really need to read the training manual or memorize the pitch extremely well. Here's how to prevent this from happening in the future. If you're wanting to level up, find someone else to train. After my first summer, I went to a sales meeting that they were talking about how to level up as an experienced rep. I pulled Garrett Myers and Chandler Smith aside and I said, guys, I've read the training manual like 8 times. My pitch is super memorized. I was one of the top rookies my first summer and I want to get better, but I honestly don't know how to train. The biggest thing that they told me was now to train other sales reps. It's kind of like in college or in high school. If you can go teach someone else the material on your exam, if you can teach it absolutely perfectly, you're gonna sit down in that room and you're gonna be able to ace that exam. Sales is the exact same. If you can go train another sales rep how to hit $150,000 or $200,000 in total revenue, you're gonna master and internalize those skills that you're teaching them. So that way, when you're on the doors, your skill set has become that much stronger and ingrained into your soul. The other thing that's going to be absolutely huge for this is by doing voice recordings. If you're able to take voice recordings and break them down every single day after your sales day, or video critiques, you can watch the way that you look as you talk to customers. You can also hear the voice inflections. You can hear where you speed up or where you slow down. You can hear where you uptone. You can hear the customer objections and concerns that they throw at you, so that you can then plan and role play how to overcome those in a better way the very next day. Some of the most common pitfalls that I do see with sales reps is that they get discouraged, or they're afraid to role play. They're afraid to listen to their voice memos because it sounds weird and different. Trust me that as you start to do these things, you're gonna become a lot more comfortable at hearing yourself and role playing with other people. If you can make yourself feel awkward right now while you train, you're gonna be that much more successful on the doors. So this second point to the equation is training. Back in 2020, I was a second-year sales rep and had been working on really leveling up. I'd started hitting my goals and I was consistently selling 5 to 6 per day. Well, I had this one day that I show up to this neighborhood and I had a terrible morning. I just had a lot of personal stuff going on, and I honestly let the distractions, the life interference, creep into my mind. Throughout the day, I actually hated my neighborhood. I didn't want to be there, and I only sold 3 accounts, which in reality is a great day, but for me, that wasn't the goal that I was trying to achieve. I went home that night and I just realized I was super frustrated. My thoughts were super scattered all day long. I resolved that the next day I would go in extremely focused and only thinking about sales. I'd focus on having fun with my customers and listening to them. That day, I went back to the exact same neighborhood and I sold 9 accounts that day. Same neighborhood, different McKenna. There weren't any distractions or interference. So when you're on the doors, if you want to level up, make sure that you're locked in. Every single time that your brain gets distracted on social media, it's a big pitfall I see with sales reps. Snapchat, text messages, family issues. It takes your brain 20 minutes to actually refocus on the task at hand. One of my hot takes is that you can't solve any of your family members' problems in their personal life. Everybody's adults at that point, and so let that be so you can focus on your sales every single day. This third point is minus distractions. A couple of things that have helped me if you find yourself often distracted on the doors is you can find an app like Opal that'll help lock your phone for certain periods of time. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. I have a couple of sales reps that actually leave their phone in their car. You can still read messages on your iPad. You can share your location on there. Another one is a brick. My husband actually uses one of these. It's phenomenal. He can lock his phone. He leaves the brick in the kitchen while he works outside in his office. And he isn't able to get on any social media or anything at all day long unless he walks all the way inside and taps the brick. If you have issues by getting distracted by social media, get yourself one of those and leave it in the car or leave it at home all day long. The last thing too is to just talk to your family, talk to your friends. Let them know the goals that you're trying to hit this summer or this year, and let them know the times that you need to be locked in and working. They should respect those boundaries so that way you can stay locked in and focused. This is one of the biggest parts of the equation because this right here is the thing that will either make your summer or absolutely break your summer. So let's just review this equation. It's high potential equals work ethic plus training minus interference. I bet you're still wondering if it's actually possible for you to produce over $250,000 in revenue. If you want to learn more on how to do it, I've actually made another video that talks a lot about the behind the scenes systems that I have in place so that I can do that every single summer. Just click that link below to get more information.